Chrono Life is like the best fantasy VR game, mixing freedom, romance, travel, and different realities. But hey, every game has its downside, right? So here's how it goes. There's a guy, Lee Jiwoo, who tries to get into a hunting crew. But they turned him down hard because he was a rookie. To make matters worse, some punk kids from the group started ragging on him, calling his equipment trash. They basically told him to upgrade his equipment level in order to join the club. Poor Lee Jiwoo felt really bad, and he took everything out, calling this game a waste of time and trash. The people around him said, "Wow, what's wrong with this guy?" wondering if the rejection from the group was driving him crazy. Then, Lee Jiwoo, with great vigor, began to denounce the group of hunters who rejected him, calling them blind for not seeing how great his equipment was. He was devastated that he dropped a lot of money on the sword. A beautiful woman approached him and invited him to join her hunting group. Jiwoo's jaw dropped. Why would a beautiful woman like her talk to him? It turned out that the woman liked Lee Jiwoo and wanted him to join the team. On the way, Lee Jiwoo proudly boasted of his epic sword, and says that he spent all his money to buy the starter pack, which costs 55,000 won. The woman was impressed, saying that he was like a hero out of a fairy tale. Jiwoo's head floats around, imagining a bright future with this girl. Then bam, she stops and stabs him out of nowhere. Jiwoo is confused, asking if she's trying to steal his equipment. But he just laughs, saying that her stuff is trash. She admits that she lured him here to beat him up. Talk about a low blow. As Jiwoo fades away, he taunts her, calling her a loser, saying he can't even stand up for himself in real life. Ouch. She gives some advice on upgrading gear and insinuates her parents are poor. By now, Jiwoo is getting very angry. When he tries to speak up, she slices him up really well, leaving him for dead. She completes her mission and transforms into a hidden-class goddess of life and levels up. After this chaotic encounter, Jiwoo gets a harsh lesson about the reality of this game. It's survival of the fittest here. So after getting beat up by the beautiful girl, Lee Jiwoo made it back to safety. But he had to say goodbye to a lot of his XP as punishment for his defeat. Once he resurfaced, Jiwoo couldn't escape the insults and rejection he faced from the jerks in the hunting group. Remembering how they belittled his equipment and called it a failed joke, he became energized. He took out a wooden hammer from his bag, called a strengthening hammer, which was meant to increase the strength of the equipment. First, he swung his sword, but it exploded in his face, literally. Then he tried his iron gloves, and the result was the same, destroyed. Feeling down and out of gear, he tried his luck with all his items, but everything failed, all his equipment gone. Then, out of nowhere, a kid appeared and dropped a piece of wood. Jiwoo was like, what's wrong with this kid?" But it seemed like the kid felt sorry for her and threw the wood to her. Jiwoo, curious, decided to hit the wood with a hammer. Boom, the wood leveled up. He was surprised, but kept at it, and each hit raised it even more. Strange, isn't it? He was obsessed, thinking there might be a chance of failure as he leveled it up. But no, each stroke worked like magic. He kept at it, and before he knew it, the wood was already at its max level of plus 99. Crazy, right? Then he dropped it, and the wood landed on the ground, unleashing a wave of destruction. Houses collapsed, continents split, and total chaos. People panicked, thinking it was a game show gone wrong. Jiwoo was stunned by the chaos his little wooden stick had caused. But hey, she wasn't crying over spilled milk. No, she was smiling like a kid in a candy store, thinking of all the losers who had insulted her. Revenge would be sweet. And as if destroying a continent wasn't enough, Jiwoo's newfound infamy skyrocketed. More than 850,000 players bit the dust thanks to his wood-beating act. Talk about an incredible journey. With a smile plastered on his face, Jiwoo is ready to show those haters what's really going on. Revenge, here she comes. Lee Jiwoo took a moment to reflect on his life. In reality, he was just an ordinary guy, with average looks and height. But he excelled in academics and sports. However, in the competition, he was stuck at the 4th bronze rank. While walking alone in the city, Jiwoo accidentally met an angry man and pulled Jiwoo's shirt collar, calling her a beginner who doesn't know anything. The man's girlfriend tried to calm her down, saying that she was too scary. Jiwoo, who never backs down, calls the man a pig, which doesn't go over well. The man gets even angrier, but before he can react, Jiwoo hit him on the head with a piece of wood. The blow left the man shattered and left his girlfriend shocked. Jiwoo felt like a champion, thinking he was the strongest in the game. But then a warning appeared saying that the durability of his wooden stick had decreased. Jiwoo ran into an alley, stunned by the information. His plus 99 wooden staff was a beginner's weapon with very low durability, breaking after a few hits and impossible to repair. Frustrated, he realized that he only had 3 more hits before his staff broke. He lay down, feeling betrayed by the weapon. Determined to take revenge on those who mocked him, he got up, knowing what he had to do. Jiwoo headed to the Valley of Death, a dangerous place filled with skulls. He approaches a huge 2-headed dragon named Urus, the strongest boss monster in the game. Urus mocked Jiwoo for coming alone. Without hesitation, Jiwoo crushed one of the dragon's heads with one blow. The monster panicked at his strength. Jiwoo had 2 punches left and had to defeat the strongest monster in the game. The dragon, afraid of Jiwoo's power, calls him Gangnam, which confuses Jiwoo. The dragon explains that it has been programmed to call him that. Out of curiosity, Jiwoo asks what it means, and the dragon offers to help him with his endurance issues. Suddenly, a message appeared. The Urus dragon wanted to offer Jiwoo his soul. Jiwoo asked what the soul contract meant, and the dragon explained that it was like making an ego sword, where the monster's soul enters the weapon, giving it unlimited durability. Intrigued by the idea of an ego sword, the strongest weapon in Chrono Life, Jiwoo eagerly accepted the soul contract. The transformation begins, with the dragon's body merging with Jiwoo's weapon. With a powerful new weapon, Jiwoo felt unstoppable and ready for revenge. Now Lee's plus 99 wooden stick had transformed into an ego sword with unlimited durability. The cries of the monsters echoed throughout the Valley of Death, supporting Lee Jiwoo in his quest for revenge. These monsters were the elite troops of the strongest dragons in the valley. Lee Jiwoo agreed with them and was eager for revenge. Meanwhile in the city, Lee Jiwoo's fugitive face is plastered on walls everywhere. A guard announced that the SS National Reward had been issued to him, marking him as the worst criminal ever. Lee Jiwoo's wanted posters were spread across 12 kingdoms on 3 continents. The reward for catching him was 1 billion gold. It surprised the citizens who couldn't believe that such a huge reward was up for grabs. The royal army arrived, led by the guildmaster of the Holy Guild's Sentry. The leader, in a crimson robe with a white cross, was accompanied by 10 elite knights, known as the Cross Line. The head of the Cross Line is Suho, the strongest mage in the royal family, and the guildmaster of the Holy Land Guild was Abracadabra. The guildmaster of the Robin Hood Guild was Hong. King Arden Castle is the guildmaster of the Justice Guild Hawkeye. The top 5 guilds in the world have gathered: Holy Guild, Crossline Guild, Holy Land Guild, Robin Hood Guild, and Justice Guild. This was the first alliance of the world's top guilds. Hawkeye, the leader of the World Guild Union, declared war on the famous player-killer Lee Jiwoo, the world's most wanted fugitive with a bounty of 1 billion gold.